Let's get started. A lot of things going on today, and we're excited to have you here. For those of you who don't know, I'm Michel, Goldstein, team leader at the Market Center. Welcome to our team meeting. So a couple exciting things today. Well, actually, scratch that. Before that, on a serious note, I think some of you saw, well, please turn off your cell phones. I think some of you saw that Brandy passed away over the weekend. I don't know if everybody saw on the Facebook page, but very sad news. We found out over the weekend, and something that we're going to do is we're going to actually send out an email because her family's having financial hardships and pay for all burial and all of that stuff. So we're going to send an email out for anything that you guys can contribute. We can bill it to you. You can send a check. You can also give us a check right after the team meeting. But to help her ex-husband is the one taking custody of the kids, and so we really want to be there for her to support her. And our hearts go out to her family, and anything that you can do to support would be very, very greatly appreciated. So for today, we're going to welcome some new agents and then also congratulate some new agents on some closings and some activity. The market watch is actually going to be done by Sam because Kevin is, it's going around colds and he's not feeling very well. A little bit of Keller Mortgage news from Will. We're going to have a mortgage minute from Chris, technology update from Jeb, a couple of updates from me, and then our sponsor for today, which is Marie Belknap with First American. So first, hopefully they're here, but welcoming three new agents, June, Harpreet, and Allison.
They're currently signed. You're next.
Okay. Nice. That's how new they are. Yes.
Yeah, mine.
Okay. Also, want to congratulate Rebecca. She had a new closing. Also, Silvana, Chelsea, and Candice got new listings. So hitting the ground running. All right. So we originally, Joseph Lerner, some of you might know him, he's an agent in San Diego. He's also an investor in one of the market centers and has been doing a lot with Keller Mortgage. He was going to be here to speak, but he got a concussion and could not make it. So Will is going to be stepping in.
That's some serious rainfall.
Yes. My plan was to introduce myself as Joe Lerner. He just threw that off. So just a quick touch on Keller Mortgage. I know a lot of you haven't had the time to acquaint yourselves with it. When it was first introduced, it was just rolling out lightly to a few market centers. It's begun to expand quite rapidly now. This is something that is solely word of mouth. There are a ton of scripts and campaigns that you can get via KW Connect by simply typing Keller Mortgage in there. But to touch on this, I love that RJ's here. I get to say that. If you guys don't know who RJ is, it is the, what is your exact title? Master of?
I'm a regional.
Regional, but with Movement Mortgage. And we had a conversation just on this yesterday. These two companies, although we're affiliated with both of them, aren't really competing directly. There is so much opportunity in the market out there. And these are, correct me if I'm wrong, feel free to jump in. I feel that we have a win-win relationship with both these entities.
That's right.
It's a different type of service and customer that is going to go with the Keller Mortgage versus the Movement Mortgage. I'll say this, okay, openly. I personally did my mortgage with Movement. It was a choice, but the way that it was going, that's what I needed. It was a lot of, I got to spend more time with Chris. It was kind of an incentive there. He's a great guy. But again, you can learn more about this in the incentives, but this is a product that's just focused on a customer that's preferred to work in a digital world. A lot of just online communication, a lot of back and forth, quick communications via email to get a very streamlined service. They do offer a load of discounts with that because they're not doing any advertising, but the discounts is very competitive with Movement. Movement is very competitive as well. What I'd like to encourage you to do to get fully educated on the opportunities you have as an agent with Keller Mortgage is to come visit me on Mondays at 10:30, here in this room. They do a 30-minute webinar every Monday. You can come in and learn about the value proposition you have to offer through that, and present that to your clients. There's social media advertising campaigns that are put together all ready to go, as well as, like I said, the scripts. But beyond that, I hope you get a chance to use it. There are lots of agents that are using it very successfully throughout the country right now, and they share those numbers and where other agents are finding success on those calls on Monday at 11 or 10:30, sorry. 10:30 a.m. here in this room just before the CGI. So if you want to block out a whole hour to spend with me, that's the time to start the week. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you. And so going just back because they just walked in, but our new agent, we actually just welcomed you without you being here, but now we can officially do it with you guys here. So again, welcome to the KW family. All right, Sam, if you would do us the honors.
All of them at once.
Like that,
Yes.
like that, like that, like that. Hi. You ready? Ready? Okay. We'll blast through this. Stop me if you have questions, concerns, or hallucinations. Where's the, oh yeah, that's what I like. Okay, so total number of homes sold. So this is nice. So now we have the whole year to look at. On a month-to-month basis, I'm not really seeing anything significant there. I mean, yeah, there's a little drop, but you look at years past, you know, last year was a big drop. I'm not seeing anything that tells me anything looking forward. I mean, are you guys seeing anything there that concerns you there? No? Melissa? Can you hear me, Melissa?
I can. I didn't put
We have a thing. Okay. REOs and short sales. Someday they'll come back. They're not back yet. Average sales price. Here we go. Okay, so we're moving up. You know, that's another, what is that? Who's that? Quick math, another 5%. Okay, that's the big deal, right? Look at the year over year. So let's talk about that for a minute. So what do you guys, I mean, what's your crystal ball telling you about, you know, prices, inventory? We all know inventory is a huge issue, and I think is getting worse and worse. And I don't know if that's going to get any better, right? So what are your thoughts on that? What do you guys think in terms of prices? Are we going to continue to accelerate?
Yes.
Rents are going up.
Rates are going up.
Rents
Rents are going up. Yep.
So it's, yeah, as long as they do, rents keep going up, people are gonna keep buying it because they.
Rents are pushing a lot of buyers out.
Yeah. And if rates can stay, you know, move slowly enough, I think ultimately this, I don't think this is going to slow down. I think we are going to see with the supply being such an issue, I actually think we're going to see a melt up, in my opinion. I think prices are going to melt up this first half of the year. So.
Sam, we're having an increase of non-warrantable condo conversions to warrantable condos. So I don't know if that's a trend, Michelle, with the millennials getting into their first homes, but we're seeing more agents approach movement to get condo approval status. It's something we do free for the seller and the agent, but we've seen a surge in applications of, hey RJ, hey Chris, hey movement, will you check out this property and get this property converted? When we get it conventionally approved, we go down to 95% financing. So I see a little bit of a trend coming with the condo purchase and the condo listings.
Yeah.
That price point.
I agree. I think condos probably have the highest potential for melt up in any category. I think anything that's in that, let's just 400, 500 range, I think those are opportunities for massive acceleration in value
And it's free.
over the near future.
It's free to get it approved or reviewed.
Price per square foot, good, steady. I don't put much weight in that. I know we've had this discussion before. It's just a guide. Don't get caught up in it. And all you high C's that need spreadsheets, get over it. Average days on the market. So, yeah, you know, I wouldn't read too much into that, right? You know, which is, yeah, a little bit of time of the year. I think the next, I just don't think that's going to change. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's crazy right there, right? I mean, 17s, 19s. Nothing new there. Anybody have any comments on that? Anybody seeing any price points where they're having problems selling?
What's that cutoff for you guys? Is that where it starts?
I think it's $1.2 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think above $1.2 million, things start to kind of slow a little bit and get a little.
Stay on the market a little bit.
Yeah. Anything below 8 is just, you know, it's you can't even. And I think some pockets are a little bit different too. You know, areas of the county are a little different. I've got a flip in Lakeside that's I thought would sell in a day. It's been a week and a half. I'm that seller. It's freaking out now. So I'm calling myself for a price reduction. It's really. I'm like, no, yes, I don't know. Oh my God. Problematic. Yes, sir.
We're talking about Lakeside.
So back to the days on market. So we looked at this morning during scripts and dialogue. We actually looked at the numbers a little bit, and it was interesting to look at 33 days on market versus the inventory, which is exceedingly low. We don't have a whole month's inventory at the beginning of the month for the amount of homes closed. So with that new number, it's telling me the average, we are going to have to see that inventory go up, or people are just going to stop. The number of homes sold is going to go way down. The other thing that was just an interesting talking point in regards to days on market is we looked at our office's numbers versus the market as a whole, because that's what this is. Within Keller Williams, you agents here in December and 9212 are the year for 2017 and 92128. We found that Keller agents, our average close was 20 days on market. And the other thing that was also significant is we were at 100% list to sale price. So we were selling the homes at 100% of what they were listed at. We were actually about $6,000 above, which it's not even a full percentage point. But it was a good talking point in reference to this. If I was sitting in front of a client here saying, this is the market average, but me, a Keller Williams agent here in Sabre Springs, we actually sell homes about 13 days faster, as well as our close price is right at, if not a little bit above, the list price.
So what's the objection that you might get if, so you're sitting in front of the seller and you tell them that, right? Or a competing agent is telling them, I sell homes faster than anyone and above list price. What's your, what could be an objection that could come up with that?
How do you know you got the highest number if you sold them?
True. Who said that? You didn't what?
Price it.
You might not price it high enough. So you got to be careful with that, right?
Oh, I had somebody yelling at me. Hey, look, people are doing that. They must.
Right. So you got to be kind of careful. There's always the other side of that dialogue, right? That if you're pounding the table with that, right, then you got to be careful because the other side of that is, well, are you pricing them correctly?
Okay, round one, Sam.
Here we go. All right. Listing inventory, probably the most important thing we look at. I mean, it's look at this like the 2-year. I mean, that is a staggering 50% drop. That is a humongous problem. And I don't know how that will solve itself. I can't seem to get my head around. Is it people just, you know, fed up with California and wanting to leave? I mean, if you stayed, where are you going to go, right? So I just don't think that has a solution.
Well, if they left, the inventory would go up.
That would be, I'm saying, that would be the only solution, but I don't know that that's viable.
We're seeing that even though it's a seller's market right now, a lot of people are wanting to move, but they don't feel that they can find the right home. So they don't want to list their home till they find the right home.
Right.
So a lot of our buyers right now are finding the home and then immediately listing as a contingency, which is not a good thing, but they just don't feel safe buying a home and then, you know, selling their home and then not finding a home because of the low inventory.
Yeah.
So I see them coming out now more so than last year, just wanting to buy, but they won't sell till they buy. So then the inventory comes out and it's quickly sold because it has to be done, you know, within a week. But that's
Two
what we're
ways,
seeing.
two workarounds there are one, I mean, I tell my clients do the opposite personally. I tell them list your home contingent on you finding something because there's the buyer pool is so big that I'm going to get a buyer to do whatever I say. if you want this house, here are the terms. Terms are, you're doing all your inspections within 10 days, you're removing all your contingencies, and by the way, we might not ever close on the deal until we find a house. Are you good with that? And they say, yes, we're great with that. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, we do the same with the clients that we have, but these are open house people. They're coming in and they're just not locking in with a realtor because they want to wait till they find the right house, you know?
Yeah.
And then it's like immediately, oh, I got to sell my house. So I see that a lot more so than I did before happening.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Anybody else have any comments on this? No? Okay, I'm moving on. I think I might be it. Whew, look at that, right? I mean, holy cow. Yeah, it's getting really, same point. I mean, this is the same exact point. Interest rates. You know, so mortgage guys, I mean, where are we gonna be here?
2 bumps this year, we'll have 2 bumps.
Okay, so we'll be at 4 1/4 or 4 1/2 by summer.
Chris, what do you think?
By year's end, I'm hearing most analysts say 4.5 to 4.625. 4.5 to 4.625. Barry Habib, the mortgage market guy, one of the gurus in the industry. That's his prediction, and it really shows we're going that direction already. Right now, the Fed, as we all know, stopped buying mortgage-backed securities, and they're starting to fall off the paper in 2017. So we're already seeing that. Then you've got the stock market that is just going crazy right now. So everybody's taking their money out of bonds. There's an inverse factor. They're putting them into stocks. People sell bonds, rates go up. So
Do you see a possible reversal there as the market gets the stock market gets so over inflated that, you know, when you have a correction in the stock market, which we'll probably have eventually,
yeah,
whether it's big or small.
Slim just walked out the door.
Yeah.
It's gonna keep going up. And we're gonna see the Fed's gonna raise rates at least 3 times this year. So I think we're gonna see that.
How does inflation play into that?
So with inflation is whenever we have fears of inflation, the way the Fed fights that is by raising rates. And so right now, for a while there, inflation was a little too low. I feel like it's starting to pick up. You might see the barrel of oil starting to pick up, which there is some of the direct correlation there. As inflation starts to increase, that even gives them more of a tendency to raise rates even faster. The highest, if you think about it, during the oil embargo in the late 70s, early 80s, we had interest rates up to 6-7%. Well, that's when we were in the middle of the Iran-Contra, and we were dealing with a lot of issues. We were seeing big waves at the gas stations, same thing.
So for you new people, as you listen to this conversation, you have to kind of be you have to be skilled in more than just how pretty a house looks when people are talking to you. They want to know that you understand the correlations between the stock market. They need to know you understand how inflation works, how does this work, how does that work. So the more informed you become with that kind of thing, the more credible you are in a conversation about why they should trust you with their biggest asset, right? So you kind of got to get to know that stuff.
Sam, another thing I've seen a lot of agents do is introducing an accountant in their presentations because of the new tax laws and how it affects homeowners versus renters. I live in the area and I see that your market center is strategically placed in a high density of a lot of homeowners. And I love the fact that you guys had over the weekend, the flags were up and you had a tent there. Just a marketing idea, see if you can collaborate with an accountant and change your messaging on that street side to get up-to-date 2017 tax laws. It's just another way to get possible home buyers who are renters in the area, as well as homeowners wanting to know what the consequences are. I know how valuable that information from an accountant giving a handout would be.
We most probably on February 2nd are going to have a class at 10 a.m. I'm finalizing the details, I mean, as an hour ago, so we'll send all that out, and it's going to be about all the changes and how it affects your clients. So we'll have that hopefully next week.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Zen with Keller Williams and the Z team in Orange County. So we're a guest here and just want to say we're glad to be here. One thing that's working for us, we closed 40 buyers last year. Matter of fact, work with Chris, and he's an amazing loan officer. The one thing, the reality you need to talk to the buyers is get them in for a consultation, number one. Number two, home prices it's a very simple question. Do you want to pay more for a home now, or do you want to pay more for a home later? And the bottom line is that interest rates are going to go higher. Inventory, prices are gonna go higher. The market is moving against the buyers. You have to have that conversation. And if you're a newer agent, partner with Chris and get him into a consultation with you. And he can do an analysis of the interest rate at 4.5, 5% appreciation, whatever you guys are going. You had great numbers there, Sam, of how the average price jumped, right? And if you show that, and he took that in, because it's not about the price for buyers, it's about the payment. And if you can show them, do you want to pay $3,000 now or $3,700 6 months from now? You're going to get them to move faster than later. And a lot of agents are afraid to have that conversation, and that's when you have a good loan officer. You set that consultation, you get them in here, you earn their trust, Chris gets the loan, and you guys get a buyer that's ready to move now. But the reality is they're going to pay more later. Everything is moving on this market away from us, and especially interest rates. So he's a great person to partner with.
I would tag on to that as well. I don't think we have a problem convincing buyers to buy then, but we should have the conversation with convincing our buyers to buy up. You gotta be able to tell your buyer, yeah, it's priced at $799. Our offer needs to be $837. They're gonna go, why? That's crazy. Well, you can pay $837 now, or you can pay $875 in about 2 months. And let me show you why that's gonna happen. Right? Especially on my listings, definitely tell them to pay way up. Way up. You should offer to reduce your commission too. That's totally acceptable.
Do you mind if we offer that you reduce your commission?
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay, this number here, this thing always baffles me a little bit. But so we're comparing ourselves to what?
We're comparing our year-over-year growth versus the county's year-over-year growth.
All right, let's focus on listings taken and nothing else. So how do we compare? So the county is down.
So we're behind the county on listings taken. And the point that I would use, and feel free to refute it, is that we're not taking listings that won't sell. Because we're closing more listings than the county. It's just that we're not taking all these listings that are going to sit there, expire, or withdraw.
Okay, I'm not going to refute it because I don't understand it, so I'm moving on. Listings sold, units, so we're ahead.
Yes.
We're about equal, right? Here to here.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting number there, right?
So that goes back to the number that I put out there in regards
Volume.
to our list to close price. And what you're seeing there is within our office, we're selling our listings for more than the county as a whole. It's the same argument. And really, you see this very pronounced when you're up against a discount broker. Because if you look at their individual MLS data and see what their list at closes, they're usually 7 to 10% shy. We're at 100%. Plus, it's like 100.1% of where we're at. So we usually sell just a little bit more than what we listed for.
It's because we're fabulous. That's it, right? We're done?
Okay.
Oh, here you go. Market share, you guys get this?
Market share, and the one thing that's interesting to note here, again, this is just the closed transactions of the top 5 here in the inland corridor. Now, what we saw is these two guys are actually falling into the negative. So Coldwell and Windermere year-over-year growth, they're all in double-digit negative for their listings taken and listings sold volume, which is interesting. We have a slight year-over-year lead of it's like 1/4% in those areas, and then our listing volume was up a bit as well. The one thing that really stands out behind, I don't think it's going to matter much to your clients, just looking at the brokerage, is that we continue to grow at a rate where these two are falling behind.
Well, how do you explain that when we have less than inventory, less than others?
We had listing inventory less than.
Didn't we list less than other companies?
So
Seller.
the previous slide is the entire MLS. This is production isolated to just these 5 offices.
I personally think this slide is very difficult to speak to. I don't even use it. I mean, I'm not that bright. You might be smarter. I just don't even use it. It's just hard to really get people around it. This one, it's just simple. People go, oh, you guys are bigger. That's it. Move on. Don't get, it's a pie. There's more of it.
Speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil.
I was gonna say I had a concussion and I couldn't make it in. I'll hold that one back. First, want to thank Zen for the kind words, really appreciate it. Got to work with him and his team, and if you have a referral for Orange County, those guys are superb, just top notch. You know, just to kind of touch on the Keller Mortgage real quick. When they were in here and spoke, I know a lot of you were here, and one thing they had mentioned that was just a little, I want to make sure we're all on the same page. They had shown a savings, and part of that savings was $6,000 in points that they assume that all lenders charge. In San Diego, maybe in Cleveland, where they're out of, they charge points there a lot. We don't charge points here, so Moving Mortgage never charges points unless the client wants to get something below the market. So just want to make sure that was understood. Great company, as RJ and as Will were saying, they're excellent for certain buyers. In a seller's market, you know, when the seller is looking at offers and they see out-of-state offers, it's going to be a little bit tougher to get accepted. They want that one-on-one experience. I have been out of this office now 7.5 years, and so I go to the caravans. I know most of the agents. I'm going to reach out to them. I'm going to let them know how qualified the borrowers are, that we can close in 15 days or less. It's going to be a seamless transaction. So when you're in a really tight market, you want to do everything you can to get your offer accepted. So what else does Movement offer on that? They do the upfront underwritten pre-approval. So I've been doing pre-approvals for 17 years. I'm pretty good at it, but I'm not an underwriter. I'm not the decision maker. We send our files to the decision maker before it goes into underwriting. So that way, when I do call the agent, I can let them know. They've already been through underwriting. The only thing outstanding are all conditions in regards to the subject property. This is going to be a seamless transaction. I also, since we did all that work, submit your offer with no loan contingency. Yes, you heard me right. No loan contingency. Okay? We've already done all the work. The only thing outstanding is the appraisal. Yes, if it is a condo, you have to have a condo approval. For the loan itself, you can submit with no loan contingency. That's going to give you a greater chance. And of course, make sure you have me give that listing agent a call and let them know exactly what's been done and that this is a solid buyer and that we can close it quick.
Okay. Questions on any of that? Does everyone know what a point is? So we have newer agents.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. You're right. So 1 point is 1% of the loan amount. So you have par rate, which is the rate with no points being charged, no extra cost, and then you have points, and you can pay, you know, just as many points as you want that RESPA will allow, and it's going to get you a rate below market. And points to some people is a bad word. To me, it's not a bad word. It's a mathematical formula. Okay, 1 point's 1% of the loan. Let's say it's $6,000. How much is that lower rate? How much are you saving? How long is it going to take for you to break even on your investment? Does that make sense? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Do you plan on being in the house 3 or 4 years? Then probably it doesn't. You know, most people, though, on average, refinance or sell every 4 to 6 years. So for most people, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. When you get on the high end, up in the $1 million range, then it's going to make more sense because the percentages are higher and you're going to see a quicker return. Okay, cool. So what about that government shutdown? Huh? How does that affect our industry? Well, I mean, so it's a 1-day shutdown. They're back to work, so we probably shouldn't miss too much of a beat, but that's only for 16 days. Yeah, right? We're going to be right back here again in 16 days if they don't get it worked out, and we know how efficient our government is. So how would that affect mortgages, right? Mortgages are typically, what affects us are FHA case numbers being pulled. What's an FHA case number? You can't order an appraisal and you can't close an FHA loan without pulling the case number. So we could run into a problem there. VA loans, the certificate of eligibility to show that the veteran is able to get a VA loan and has the entitlement, they can be tough to pull. And one of the main ones is that affects all loans are the tax transcripts, known as the 4506T. So basically this is something that we file to show that the client actually filed their taxes. Because in 2005, people would say they filed their taxes and they never did. And they didn't actually make $300,000, they made $3, right? Yeah. So these are something that all come into play. So what's great about Movement Mortgage, when I talk about the upfront underwriting, we pull the tax transcripts ahead of time. We do all these things ahead of time just to make sure we have in place and do the verifications of employment. So all those things help out. Let's see here. Cal HFA. Does anybody know what that program is? Got a few people that do. It's a down payment assistance program. Okay, it's where they can get some money. I don't want to say free. Their second and third silent loans that sometimes have to be paid back depending on where they're coming from. Cal HFA, there's a plus and a minus. I already told you the good news. They give you free money. What's the bad news?
Takes forever.
Takes forever. Debt to income ratios are much tighter.
Income limits.
Income limits were an issue, but they just raised them. And believe it or not, in San Diego County, it's up to 157,000. Wow. Yeah, so they really increased that. Let's keep going.
About 80. Huh?
Let's keep going with the bad news, though. There's a advantage toward 1.5 points that have to be charged.
There's points.
There's points.
Did we talk about points? Yes, we did. Thank you for explaining that.
Yes. And then what else? Then we also have 1.5 points. And then really, 45 to 60 days at close. So if you're a listing agent, I know Ed Ornstein, if he sees a Cal HFA offer, it's not going to be the top of the list.
There was second underwriting too, don't you?
So you've got two underwriting. You've got the movement mortgage or the lenders, and then it's got to go through Cal HFA as well.
Chris,
Yes.
excuse me, is this just for the first-time home buyers?
And it's they do have a program or two that are for, but that dollar amount is based on first-time home buyers. Okay. Moving along, kind of more what you need to know. Freddie Mac just put together a program that you can qualify based on assets. So, and this is for retired people. So if you have, typically when we have elder people and the only income they have is Social Security, and really their only option is a reverse mortgage in some cases, this is a great option for them. So let's say someone's got $1 million in the bank. They divide that by 30 years or 360 payments. That comes out to $2,777 a month. They can use that as income to help qualify. So it's a nice program they just put together. Freddie Mac's also allowing for short-term rentals. So we have a lot of Airbnb going on now. The way they're going to look at it, though, is they're going to look at a 2-year history. And their Schedule E is which your schedule of real estate on your tax returns. They're going to use that to help you qualify, but there has to be a 2-year average on that as well. Who knows what the HERO loan is?
Oh,
Yeah, that's like a HERO.
Run.
Right.
Run.
Right. So the HERO loan is a solar lien. You get solar and it goes against your taxes. Most solar liens can be subordinated, meaning go in the second position behind the first lender. Well, HERO is a little different. Now, so it's still okay with conventional loans and VA, but FHA will no longer allow for the HERO loan to be subordinated. It either has to be paid off by the seller or the buyer. So if you're running into a purchase and you've got an FHA buyer, you see the HERO loan, find out how you're going to get rid of that debt, either to the buyer or the seller. Okay. That's about it. We've got a lunch and learn coming up on February 8th. Some of the, besides just being able to be there for your clients, we're there for you guys. So I always offer mortgage 101s, and I think about 20 of you have taken up me on the personal classes, but also come to lunch and learn we're going to do, because it's really, I'm always available to answer all your questions, especially if you're newer agents and there's something you're not sure about the process, whatever it may be. I'm there for you. And I know we had one slide. Did that make it on here? Okay, cool. So everybody knows I always say that, mortgage is just a front for me. I'm really a personal growth guru. Has anybody ever woken up in a foul mood besides Ed Ornstein? Nobody? Okay, you have. You got one person that's going to admit it. Okay. I'll tell you what. This book was written in, I believe, 1905, 1906. And if you just need a attitude adjustment, this is one of them. And it's about an hour and a half. You can find it on YouTube audio. You don't have to watch it, of course. Put it on your phone, go work out. Put it on your Bluetooth in your car. Just fantastic. Next one. Power of Positive Thinking, Vincent Peale. written in 52. Honestly, another one, if you're just having a bad mood that day and you just can't get your act together, listen to this, another 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, completely turn you around. And finally, another for free on audio. So if you just can't bring yourself to reading this, and you want to listen to it, you look at your most successful people in the United States, most of them have read this not once, 5, 10, 15, 20 times.
I read that every January. I'm going through the 4th time right now.
Awesome. Awesome. I think it's a once a year. Yeah, it's a once a year. So again, for free, online. Okay? And you know about Chris's library. And so if you want to check anything out, come on in. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. All righty, our tech ambassador, Jeff Hale.
No, that's okay. How many people would like to go to sleep tonight, wake up with leads tomorrow? It's fun. You know what? You guys are lucky that I'm not in real estate anymore because that's what I used to do for myself. Now I help other people achieve that. So I'm going to give you an update, and I'm hoping that you guys that I'm not just like telling you about this and that, but that you've got a couple nuggets that you can take with you and get some business right away. So slide, please. Okay. So what's happening? First of all, I always, and you guys that know me, I show this a lot because this is really very important to understand. First of all, is everyone here using a CRM? Some kind of database to manage your contacts? Okay. Real important. If you're using KW, great. We have eEdge. It works great. Okay. If you're using something else, that's good. You've got to have a way to systematically get in touch with your buyers and sellers and keep organized. Okay. So whatever that is for you, and I know, hopefully everyone here has a website. Is anyone getting many leads from their website? Yeah, I hear that a lot. Okay, you're getting leads. That's good. Okay, so they don't just happen by themselves. You have to actually invest and do some things to do that. Put a little time into it, okay? So you want to drive traffic to your website from Facebook, from Google, all the social media, YouTube, so on and so forth. And then just cultivate those leads in there. Now, by the way, my experience is I'm not in real estate. Some of you might say, well, who am I to tell you what's working, what's not working? I'm in a very fortunate position where I get to coach real estate agents all over the country. And guess what? They know I'm in San Diego. They tell me all their secrets. And so they tell me what's working all over the country. Okay, next slide, please. Zillow, right? We all know what's going on with Zillow. We can't, yeah, I know there's, stop Zillow. There's lots of stuff going on. But how can this, just, regular single agent team, how can you combat Zillow? And that's go local. And that means hyper local. So what you need to do is become an expert in your area. And when I say your area, it's not San Diego, your farm area, and own that. So when you work on your KW website or whatever website you have, make it local, okay? And it's really simple to get on page 1. By the way, there's a giant opportunity to get on page 1 of Google, and you can do it pretty quickly. And that's by putting content on your website. And so what is the content? You don't want to be talking about, oh, this house and that house. Write a lifestyle blog. Put that on your, on your website, and you'll see after time you'll start popping up all over the place. Okay, so hyper local. Zillow, they're not around. They don't know what's going on here in the local market. You're the expert. So, next slide, please. Okay. This is really big, and I know as agents we're looking for this. Everyone's looking for the silver bullet, right? Oh my gosh. This latest and greatest thing is going to come here and it's going to get me leads, and at $100 a month I'm going to get whatever, right? Okay, this is not like sexy here. This is back to basics, but I'm going to give you a nugget here with your campaign that's going to change your open rate on your campaign. So very important. And this works for older agents too, right? Not experienced agents, sorry. So you want to update. Why is he pointing?
No, I didn't. I pointed back there.
So you're going to say, okay, so, okay, yeah, so look, we pretty much all have the KW system. And if you're just using the generic KW campaigns and they say blah, 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 house, you know, that kind of thing, all you have to do is you're going to change, well, first of all, you're going to change your subject line. This is the easiest thing to do. Okay, and here's what you're going to do. How to buy a house, 8 steps to buying a house in Carmel Mountain Ranch. That's it. If you do that, you're going to go from about 2 to 5% open rate. You're going to double, triple that. I've seen this happen all over the country. It's super easy to do. It takes about 5 minutes, okay? No big deal. And then you want to do the same thing with your campaigns. You just go into the campaign, and instead of the generic stuff, just put the city name in, and you can put whatever else. It doesn't take long to do, and this works for everyone. Excellent. Okay, and the mobile app, we teach this. It's kind of a shame that a lot of agents really haven't, brought this into their business, and it is kind of a shame. I'm talking to agents in other parts of the country that are doing really well with this. So here's how you do it. I mean, and I'm not going to demo the actual, so maybe I will demo it. But everyone knows what the mobile app is, right? Okay, and if you're new, it's a mobile search app that goes on a cell phone. And once you get this in the hands of the buyer, they've got your application. Oh, and guess what? The leads go back to you, okay? So that's kind of cool. But how do you get people to put it, on their phones or their iPads? Well, there's a little button here, text. You text it right to them. You're sitting in a Starbucks, you're talking. I pretty much talk to everyone. And then you just share the app. And now they're running around with your application. Okay, check this out. Then you can tell I'm passionate about this. And then they share it with someone else, and so on and so forth. Okay, it just goes all out there. I'll get that in a second. Okay. When you do your open houses, you guys that are new, great way to get started. Do open houses. You should get everyone to get this app. And how do you do it? Give them an incentive. Give them a Starbucks gift card is what I would do. Okay, $25, it seems to be a good number. That's working. Everyone will get it on their phone, okay? So missed opportunity if you're not using it. And by the way, you know how much this costs? Free. Thanks. Okay, questions on this? Go ahead.
Have something that we can learn more about that app, because I give that app to every single person I meet. And the problem is sometimes they're struggling getting it downloaded. I've tried a husband and wife situation and it wasn't downloading. And so I've had a little bit of some problems with that. So I just want to feel more comfortable. Is there something we could do to learn that better?
That's a really good point. We teach those classes every single month. We feel it's that important. And we'll show you how to do it. You have to become comfortable with it. Otherwise, when you're there, you just don't know what to do. And it's kind of like the elevator talk. You need to know how to do this quickly. You could be in an elevator and just, boom, done. Yeah.
Here's my, and I don't know if you have an answer for it or not, Jeff, but for the last year or so, a dozen different listings. I don't think I had a listing show up. I think at the earliest it was 4 days after it was listed on the MLS.
Yes.
A lot of times it was 5 or 6 days.
Yes.
When you're already off the market by the time it shows up as active, that's a problem.
Okay.
Redfin is on now.
I heard that.
Right now.
I heard that a couple weeks ago. Okay, we talked about that. I pass it on. Technology isn't perfect. It's supposed to be fixed now. Okay, so.
They were having some issues with their links, because I did call it and I spoke with Will about it, but I did call them and they have found that there have been problems with their links. And what the buyers have said is that it became so frustrating for them that they've downloaded other apps and took ours off. So this is a consistent type of a thing that I think that maybe we should really be looking into.
Yeah, KW's aware of it, and everything should be fixed now.
Is it WolfNet is who backs us up, right? They're the IDX on it.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Really quickly. Okay. So I've been. Okay. So guys, go to the slides will be available, but there's a toolkit. You want to get that. It tells you right here where to go. And it's got social media graphics and all, so you can post it on Facebook and all that. And put it on your business cards, website, all that. And then I want one more real quickly. Video, need I say more? I can actually get you can get yourself, if you do YouTube, for a hyper-local area. Within 20 minutes, you can be on page 1 with a link back to your website for free. You don't have to pay Zillow or anything. So, one more, last one. Okay. Come in, we'll show you how to do all this, the blogging, on your KW Placer site. So, already, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to speed through all of this because we're a little bit over time, but we're going to finish on time. Hopefully this comes up. Yeah. All right, I'll show it at the end. But we had our ALC retreat. It's a quick video of it. Very, very awesome. Went high ropes course, zip lining. I don't know why it didn't pop up. The next thing, you guys know that I love quotes. It must be the change you wish to see in the world. It's the same thing with the market center. You have to be the change you want to see in the market center. So we just had our ALC retreat, and now we're putting together the committees for finance, for growth, for career development, technology, culture, community. So the ALC chairs are going to be reaching out. We want to build something amazing. We have to do it ourselves. The staff are here to support you, and we have a lot of ideas and a lot of new things that we're doing, but we can't do it all by ourselves. So please, as the ALC members reach out, and they'll be posting on Facebook, sign up, help, and let's build a better market center together. Upcoming events. So we have career visioning tomorrow and Thursday in San Clemente. Which direction does it go? This way. We have the CHP officer that's doing a safe driving course on the 2nd. The lunch and learn with Chris that he mentioned on the 8th. Family reunion is coming up. And every Monday, Keller Mortgage. Plus, I'm sure all of you are here for that, but we have a great class today right after this.
Michel, can I
Yes.
just briefly give it 2 points? Just so everyone's aware, the class is the long-term follow-up plan for 12-month leads. So the emails, phone calls, voicemails, text messages, and the consistency and frequency that you would send them. So all that applicable stuff is what we'll go over.
And you're doing that when?
Right after this.
Right after this. So it starts at 12:15.
And I'm doing one at family reunion. I'm charging $50 for it. So I'm giving you everything that I'm giving there for free today at that.
You'll be able to grab some lunch, bring it in here, and eat during the class. What else? So we have Ignite going on right now. These are the sessions that are left. They're being taught by the top agents in our office. And I'm not just saying it because some of them are here, but really take advantage of this. Even if you're an experienced agent, want to go in and share what you're doing with the people in the class. Family reunion reminder. So we're gonna. Yeah, go.
Okay, 60 seconds or less. So again, this year, KW's moved forward with technology. They're going to be streaming Family Reunion, the main stage events, as well as a select chosen breakout session. If you don't have this down in your calendar, either start writing down right now, get a pen and paper, or pay attention to the emails and Facebook notifications that come out. Saturday the 16th, or no, that's the 17th. They are going to be starting at 1 o'clock. That is a Saturday. It's going to go from 1 to about 6 p.m. You want to carve out that time. Just get it when it comes out live, so you don't have to try and promise yourself you're going to watch it later. Then Sunday, it starts at 7:30 a.m., goes till 6:15 p.m. It's a full Sunday. And the same thing for Monday. We will have that schedule out there. There are several things, breakout sessions listed, but I can't tell you enough. Be sure to catch the 1 o'clock presentation on Saturday from Gary Keller on getting your own fair share. And then also do not miss the vision speech. If you want to become a local expert, the person that knows how to answer questions about the economy and prospects in real estate like we spoke about already, you have to dedicate that time to be there, attentive, alert, taking notes and learning. All right?
Thank you, Will. Okay, so 3 more things, and then our sponsor, and we're done on time, hopefully. So we went to a regional value day on Friday, and one of the things that caught my attention the most by far is when they spoke about the Arlington Market Center, and that's John Davis's market center, or it was. They were 13th in their market. They had 60 agents. They were grossing about 3 to 4 agents per month. Then they started using the growth initiative, which is the same thing that you guys are doing, and it's reverse engineering. How many appointments do we need to have? How many gross do we need to have? How many net, etc. Before they started doing this, if you look at owner profit and profit share, it was down to $59 at one point. They started doing all of this, and 2 years later, they were grossing 9 agents per month. Their owner profit increased to 206%. Their profit share increased by 364%. So while the market was down 31%, they were doing all of this. And they went from being 400th as far as KW goes to being the #1. Now they're solidly #1 in their market. They have 734 agents and growing. They're grossing 24 agents per month. And then the most important things, owner profit and profit share are over 100,000 per month. And how did that happen? By recruiting quality agents to their market center. I said it last time, just like you guys asked for referrals, it's the same for me. We need referrals in order to build an amazing market center. And whoever is good at math, from 1995 to 2013, how many years? 18. $475 million was given out as profit share. But in the last 3 years, 545 million. More in the last 3 years than in the previous 18. That got us to over $1 billion. How do you get profit share? By sponsoring people to join KW. So it improves the market center. You saw the stats at Arlington. It gives quality people to help us build the place we want, and it's lucrative for you as well. So please, if you know good agents that would fit that culture, that wanna share and wanna grow and wanna improve themselves, that's the type of people that we want here. And finally, next Monday at 1 p.m. here in the Market Center, 11 a.m. Sorry, 1 p.m. Central. 11 a.m. We're going to have a special event here. It's being hosted at the same time all over the world for KW. So please, it's very important. It's going to help you grow your business. 29th, next Monday at 11 a.m. I'll fix that, and we're going to be announcing it as well. So with that,
It's all Marie.
and we're right on time. So 5 minutes from Marie, and we're done on time.
Yes, so we will all make this very short and sweet, I promise. Hi, everyone. I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, know me. But for those of you that I've not had the pleasure of meeting you, my name is Marie Belknap, and I'm your local natural hazard disclosure representative with First American. I just want to say thank you so much to all of you for all of the support that you have shown me and the rest of the team over the past year and years. And I, in turn, want to show that support to you. So I always say that the NHD report usually falls to the bottom of level of importance until that 1% of the time when there is something that goes awry, and then it can become pretty important. So please have my contact information. Know when you need to call me. And if nothing else, if you have a report and you just don't even want to look at it, send it to me. I will go through, I'll give you the rundown of what's important, what you need to look at, and what you need to bring to your clients' attention, because I can do that. I've done that for several of my other clients, and it's really quick and easy. And of course, if there are more questions, then we have a whole back end team up in Irvine that can better assist you as well. So thank you guys so much.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Anyway, I'm Nancy, First American Home Warranty. I think you all know me. I want to say thank you for using First American Home Warranty. I really appreciate your continued support. As always, if you have questions or concerns, please let me know. If you've got an issue with a service problem that's not going the way you think it should, Let me know. If they're telling you something's not covered and you think it should be covered, let me know. I'll research the problem and do my very best to get it solved for you. We want happy customers, we want them to renew the policy, and we want them to come back to you guys with all the referrals. Renewals and referrals. I like to think that we're working as a team to keep the customer happy. So let me know if there's a problem out there. I can't solve it if I don't know about it. And if I can't solve it, I've been with First American for 30 years. Probably nobody can, but as I said, I can't solve it if I don't know about it. So always let me know, contact me. All my contact information, I have one of my summary cards, is out on that back ledge. So always call me, let me know what's going on. Looking forward to working with all of you again this year. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, almost everybody. I'm Steve Levancic with First American Title. This is Ryan Hastings. We're your First American Title team. Just remember that we're not only a title insurance provider, but we're a good resource for you. So there's pretty much nothing you can think of that will happen in a real estate transaction that we don't get our hands into in some form or shape. And so just you keep that in mind. If you have something that's structural, or you need to talk to an insurance person, or one of our partners, we work really collaboratively together to help you guys solve your issues and get you the best information so that you arm your clients with good info for them to make a good decision. So we get involved very heavily on the front end when you're just trying to find the right home for your buyer, or you're trying to get a listing. So we will do tons of research for you, from looking for permits to getting septic layouts to all kinds of title-related issues. We look at the chain of title, the title history, to see if indeed you're going to be going on a listing appointment with the right person. Are there more than is there more than one entity that's going to be signing your contract? That comes up actually quite often. The property's in a trust. You're going to go meet with a husband or a wife, and then you find out later that there's 3 other siblings that are on title within the trust. So come to us. First, we'll definitely do the research for you, help you kind of understand what you're getting yourself into. We also go block properties. We have a title inspector that will go out, look at property boundaries, look for markers, help you determine. Does the property end at this fence line? Does it go up the hill? Does it go down the hill? All those kinds of things. I do a lot of those myself. We do have a licensed inspector that goes out as well. So if it's above my pay grade, we give him a call and he comes out and he can meet you and your client there. One other thing, I'm going to pass this over to Ryan. I want to remind you about our multicultural website. It's no secret that we're in a melting pot here in San Diego, and especially here in North County, San Diego. The different demographics are changing and evolving. Over the next few years, the population growth is shifting in the demographic. So I encourage you to go to our multicultural website, where there's videos and information you can pull down and send to your potential client. If you don't speak Chinese, you don't need to speak Chinese. There's some really great videos. If you're not a native Spanish speaker, there's videos and other useful items for you guys to look at. Now, the Multicultural or Strategic Markets Department got a award last year from NAR because we have the most robust website for other cultures to get information. So just use this as a resource. If you're doing an open house and you're in Sabre Springs, or you're in Poway or Flores Ranch, there's a good chance that you have multi-ethnicities coming to your open house. It would be great if you had a buyer's guidebook in a different language. In just one click, our website turns into 6 different languages. So use this as a resource to pass this around. If you guys have any questions about this, let me know.
Thank you guys. Looking forward to working with you guys on more. I know you're in a time constraint. Thank you.
Perfect. So guys, have some lunch, come back for the class. Thank you very much to First American, and have a great day.